Okay. Thank you to Sue for this opportunity, and thank you everyone for joining today. So, StoriiCare really empathizes with the community during this continued difficult time for most providers, and we look forward to showing you how we can be another avenue for meaningful engagement and support during the pandemic and beyond. So, during this session, I'm going to give you some background on the company and then go over some of our key features that activity providers use every day, including calendars, digital signage, family portal, and more. We should have plenty of time for questions at the end if anyone has any. And we would hope that with the value we're showing you today, it'll encourage you to book in a live demonstration or set up with our team. So we would love to get to know you and your care community and discuss how we can help modernize your activity provision. So this is Cameron. He's our CEO and co-founder, and he first envisioned StoriiCare in 2014 after witnessing how photographs can help to recover memories for those living with dementia. He was taking part in a charity run when he suffered kidney failure and was admitted to the hospital. And next to him in his ward was an elderly man named Peter. And Peter was very quiet and withdrawn, but whenever his family would come to visit bringing photo albums, Peter would light up. He'd immediately become more responsive and conversational. And then when his family would leave, he would quickly retreat back into himself. And seeing this and experiencing this, which Cameron would obviously later come to know as reminiscence therapy, it inspired Cameron to create a digital tool that would help people like Peter reconnect with both his past and his present. So the initial idea was to build out a social platform for care settings. But when StoriiCare was set live in care settings, the staff loved how easy it was to use, and they asked for other features that they could have, to just help them carry out their day-to-day operations digitally, which is how StoriiCare got built into a full care management and activity recording system. Since our initial release, we've expanded the company to 3 continents and 7 countries. We have teams based in the UK, the US, and Europe, which gives us a really robust client base to learn from. And for a bit of background, we are fully cloud-based and GDPR compliant. We work across all devices. We operate across the spectrum of care, from day support to assisted living, accommodating for both social and medical models, ranging from a little small care home of 10 residents to large multi-location groups caring for thousands of people every day. All our software development is done in-house, so we're never using third-party contractors to build and grow our system. 2 of our co-founders are actually on the software development team, and that means that the speed and quality at which we are developing is really second to none. We know that activity programs are the lifeblood of most care communities, so we actually created a dedicated Activity Pro package of our features specifically designed to accommodate for all aspects of an activity coordinator's role, from being able to build and manage custom calendars to tracking and reporting on resident participation and engagement. StoriiCare does a lot of the heavy lifting, enabling you to spend more time with residents and less time doing admin work. As part of our Activity Pro package, we also offer an extensive family portal. So this is an app that loved ones can download from the App Store or log in to on a computer, and it lets them see what activities their loved one participates in addition to things like answering life story questions, adding images and videos, or viewing images and videos that care staff may have updated. And this is incredibly valuable right now, obviously, with COVID restrictions, but also in cases where relatives live long distance. Our family app can be used as an impressive marketing tool as well. So, something to kind of differentiate yourself from competitors. And it just quickly builds rapport with resident family members. Those notifications they get throughout the day brings them a little bit more peace of mind, but it also gives them confidence in the quality of your care. So I'm going to give an overview of some of those key features in the Activity Pro package. And to do this, I'm actually going to jump in live and demonstrate how they function. One of the reasons I want to cover the system live is that we've spent a lot of time ensuring our product is easy to understand for staff and enjoyable to use. I myself have worked as a nurse's aide in a dementia care home, and I know how kind of clunky and outdated and complex some of those systems can be. I remember feeling like I might break something or even just, yeah, the constant relearning you have to do when systems change. And so I really want you to see in real time, rather than just looking at slides, how the system works and how really simple and intuitive it is. So let's hop in here. So I'm going to switch over. And so now I am logged into StoriiCare. This is our demo account. So all staff members have a personal profile that they'll log into. And you've got all of your residents or service users here. So going to the dashboard, I'm going to show you the activity calendar. So here's my month view, but I can look at week or day as well. It's super easy to take attendance for an event or activity. You just come in here to take attendance. I can see all of my residents, and I'll just go through and click on who attended. Now, if I click on this little gray question mark box, this allows me to record some further details, like how engaged was Bruce today? And were there any changes to his mood? Do I want to write maybe a specific note about that or an individual note? I can do that here and click submit. It's going to take me back to that screen where I can continue filling in that information. I can also come in and click if someone declined and provide a reason for that. So again, that's really important to evidence to regulatory bodies. If I wanted to, I could filter this by floor. Maybe you have a memory unit, maybe you have a group of participants that come in from the community that are just day program attendees. So you can filter that to make recording even quicker and easier. You can also select which staff members or volunteers or entertainers attended, and then come up and click save. And that's going to record the attendance. So you can have multiple calendars. So you could have calendars for appointments or different programs you might have within your care community. You can view the schedule for a specific resident or service user. And then you can also create tags. So a lot of times our clients like to use this for analytics because they can see how many emotional versus cognitive versus physical activities are being offered or what gets participated in the most. We have other clients who use this to create a tag for each resident or service user. And then they, it's just nice to look at a color coordinated calendar that way. So to add activities is really easy as well. We have a ginormous database of activities in the system that you can use for planning and inspiration, but you can also add your own activity types, and you can filter to show only ones that are custom to your care community. And you go into manage activities. All of these little categories can be edited, and we also have the ability to export. So if you want to print off a monthly view of a calendar with a nice background, you can do that. Up here in calendar settings, this is where you can create those custom calendars, locations, and tags. We also have digital signage, which I'll show you here. So if you have a television in your lobby or community room, you can put this up and have the schedule for the day and a slideshow of photos of your residents or things going on in your care home. So that's really nice. Really wonderful when you do have visitors coming back in when these post-COVID days are over. So I'm also going to show you resident profiles. So come in here, you can see These can be personalized with a cover photo, picture, bio. We have life story here. So every resident has a life story section. You can come in and, you could do this with the resident themselves. Family members could contribute, but you can come in and see this information. It's really easy to answer a question, and every question that gets answered can be shared. So via email, or you could generate a shareable link that can then be, texted or posted. So you can really build up in-depth life stories. We do have further plans to develop this so that questions can be answered with uploading photos and videos as well. So there's a lot in here. We've got media. So this is where you can upload pictures or videos that then can be seen and viewed by connected family members, and also see videos and photos that they upload as well. Places is an integration with Google Street View. So you can look up an address here and save locations that may be significant to someone in their life. You can use this for travel activities as well. Playlists is an integration with with YouTube. So the safe search is YouTube. Your resident, their family members can build up personalized playlists. YouTube has everything though. So if they have a particular interest or hobby, you could create a whole playlist around, knitting tutorials or football highlights for their favorite team, or, that sort of thing. And then participation lets me see a high level overview of all the activities my, resident has participated in. And let's see, I am going to also show you activity analytics. So if I switch over here to the management dashboard, I can view my analytics. I'm going to give myself a little more data to work with. But here, so I'm looking at activity participation. So I can see all my residents, how many times they participated, declined, their most common activity. I can also view a breakdown by each service user, and there's various data points in here that I can look at. We can also go into trends and see things like participation, mood, or engagement over a certain amount of time. Incidents and accidents logged, playlist created. You can also look, if you do connect family members, you can look at their activity or see how many family members you've connected. So really, really valuable analytics and data you can use to inform your decision making. If you did want to connect family members, you can do that here in someone's profile. So you come to their care circle, simply enter their relative's email address or phone number and add them as a connection. Then they'll receive an email from StoriiCare with a link to sign up for their account. So I'm actually going to show you what that looks like now. So this is Story. This is where family members could come and log in. Family members can also be connected to more than one individual. So if they had a set of parents in your care community, they could have access to both profiles. So in my recent updates feed, I can see things like, oh, my loved one participated in coffee morning. I added a video to their playlist that shows up. If the community makes an announcement, I can see that. So I'm going to go into my loved one's profile. Again, I have access to the life story features, so I can see or add to these questions. Media, places, playlists, participation, we've gone over those. I can also view the activity schedule. So if you enable it on your side, you can allow family members to sign up and attend events as well. So I could RSVP to an event. Now, not a lot of in-person events are happening right now, but if you wanted to create a virtual event and you put the URL to a Zoom or Google Hangout, if you put that link in the description, this will say join video call, and then they can actually join their their event just by clicking a button. I will let you know that all of these sorts of notifications do get bundled up into an email for each person. So if they're not super tech savvy and not the type of person who's going to be logging into Story all the time, but they at least know how to check their email, they'll get things like community announcements and an update of what's been happening in Story sent to their email. If they sign up for an event, they'll get reminders, that sort of thing. We do have the ability to message as well. So right now it's set up that you as a care provider would have to initiate the conversation, but then from there you can private message with connections with your residents, family members. So can I come back here? We do also have really amazing support. So we have live chat support, but we also have a large database of help articles, training videos, resources on how to connect families, a lot of downloads that you can use within your community to, explain what Story is, social media posts you can use, security overview if you have relatives asking about the security, things like that. So I'm going to hop back into the presentation here. So just to summarize, StoriiCare helps you modernize your activity provision with custom calendars, quick attendance taking, robust activity analytics, dedicated Story app. You can impress residents and visitors with beautiful customized displays, streaming your daily schedule, images, menus, etc., to any TV or monitor in your care home. You can automatically generate rich data reports and analytics, which can be referred to at any time and better informing your programming and your decision making. And you can build digital life stories to be cherished by residents, staff, and families, and to be used for rich reminiscence content. I also want to briefly mention an exciting new feature that we just released, our Form Builder, which is a powerful drag and drop tool that will let you build and customize your own forms for your care community. So you could create templates, and then when you publish them, staff are able to fill out those forms for each resident directly from StoriiCare, and you're able to populate fields automatically as well. So Form Builder can pull data points from anywhere in the system that you'd like. So you could pull in a resident's date of birth or med list or something like that. And whatever forms you currently use could be built out in StoriiCare, enabling you to kind of centralize all your data into one system and to digitize your workflows. You could also send a URL for each form. So if you had like intake paperwork or feedback forms or something that you wanted an external party to complete, like a family member, you could send them the URL, they could complete the form, and then it would save within the system. And the reason this is such an exciting and important feature for us and our client base is that we're basically giving you the ability to make your own features and functionality within our system. So we recognize that COVID is an incredibly difficult time for care providers, especially for activity staff trying to navigate ever-changing guidelines and having to get creative in how to keep residents active and engaged. So understandably, in times like this, one day at a time is the default mentality, and it's difficult to focus on the future when the present demands all of your attention. So that said, we still think it's important to be mindful of how the decisions you make now can help your ability to grow and operate beyond the crisis. For many care providers, the need to make the delivery of services more efficient, less paperwork heavy, and more data driven has always been there. And COVID has, put a spotlight on that. So beginning the transition to digital tools for your activity program now can be quite strategic when there's some extra time to implement changes and populate a new system. An investment in StoriiCare involves zero setup or training fees. We offer month-over-month contracts, so you aren't trapped into a 12 or 24-month commitment. Your data is always exportable and our pricing is always transparent. This is what we would like when we purchase software for our business, and it's our ethos and belief that we should offer the same for our customers. Now let's move on to how the implementation of StoriiCare works. So this part of any system is incredibly important. Implementation is all included in our subscription cost, so there's no other fee than our subscription. You will be guided through an onboarding process and assigned a UK support team member. Our team can import your staff and resident information and your current activities too. When we set up your account and do training sessions for necessary staff, we keep those training sessions to about an hour, and we like to keep it around 5 staff per session to allow for more individualized support, but we can really work on something bespoke for you. With any software product, success is 50% product, 50% implementation, and there are countless software systems that might have great salespeople, but the actual product is a confusing maze and it requires significant training time, which staff begrudgingly have to do. With StoriiCare, our product and training has a real focus on providing value to staff and reducing that learning curve as much as possible. Customer support is incredibly important to us. Don't just hear it from me. Please go to our website, read testimonials. We have third-party verified reviews as well through Capterra. We have a large searchable knowledge base with staff guides and short videos. But we also enable you and your team to call us directly, to issue support requests via live chat, or on the website. You can request specific features or development items. You can submit bug reports. So a lot of hands-on support. Really, anytime you want, you can schedule a support call over Zoom. We can hop on and get anything taken care of. So this is really what's enabled us to build out so many features within such a short time frame, because we just take feedback directly from our clients and work on developing what will be, beneficial across the spectrum of our clients. So coming to the end now, taking on a new system is an investment and you don't want it to be complicated with hidden costs or fees. You certainly don't want any buyer's remorse. So as a reminder, you aren't locked into any long-term contract. Our pricing is based on the number of residents and homes you serve. You can go to our website and there's a pricing page you can look at. We don't charge any startup, setup, implementation, or import fees that you see elsewhere. With the transparency that we have with pricing, that extends on to our development roadmap as well. So our clients are able to discuss and communicate what they might like to see in future updates, and that will have a real effect on what we build. I recommend after this webinar, heading to our website, looking at that pricing calendar, and then booking in a brief personalized demo. So I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. We'd be delighted to get to know you and your team members and see how we can help your operations. So you currently get 2 months free when you pay annually, and providers that contact us before the end of, let's say, it's not January anymore now because we're doing this late. So let's say the end of March, we'll get a free digital signage unit as well. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us via the website, or you can email me personally at taylor@storii.com.